Welcome back to Mastering MMA. I'm Coach Lee. Today we're going to talk about what types of training you like. I definitely want to get your feedback on this. So I have a lot of people ask me what I like better, and when it comes to training like grappling or striking, and I always kind of give them the same answer. It's training wise, I definitely prefer grappling, like a whole lot, just because you can go so much harder and not have to hold back near as much until it's, right at the point of submission, and that's when you have to back off. Whereas when I'm striking and training, you have to pull so much out of your punches and kicks and stuff. It's nowhere near full power. You can still go fast, you can still go pretty close to full speed, but you can't land hard, right? So that leaves a lot lacking for me personally. But when it comes to fighting, I prefer stand up a little bit. Don't get me wrong, I still love grappling in a fight, and I don't care if it goes there or not. But when I was fighting, I always preferred stand up just a little bit, basically because you saw so much more reaction out of people, as far as you could see the fear or the anger and stuff more so than grappling. I really enjoyed that for some reason. I guess that's kind of twisted, but it definitely, you don't get that when you're sparring. I mean, you do if you're sparring with new people, but if you got some experienced people, you can be going fairly hard and you still don't get that same reaction that I really liked. But I love grappling in fights too, but I definitely liked striking a little more for that reason. But I'm curious what you all feel about that. I know I've got a guy that regularly does privates with me, and he does a little bit of everything. And when he first came in, he wasn't going to be big on the grappling part, he thought. And then after a while, he told me it turned out he actually liked the grappling part better. So it was kind of crazy, because he coming in, he assumed he was just going to gravitate towards the striking. But the more we did it, he gravitated towards the grappling, and he improved way faster in the grappling side of things. Not that he didn't improve in the striking. He's actually, it took him a while to pick that up, but he's actually a pretty dangerous striker now. He gives people a lot of trouble. But he definitely gravitated towards the grappling, which is the exact opposite thing he thought. And I'm curious what types of reasons you don't like one or the other. So I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of the grappling side of things because they don't like that it's a personal space issue. And I don't really remember having that trouble when I started, but that could have been because I grew up wrestling around with my buddies and whatever. But I don't really remember ever having any issues with that, but I know quite a few people have told me that's like a thing for them. So I'm curious how that works for you. And then I know a lot of people are afraid of the striking because they're afraid to get hit, and it takes a while for them to get past that. And then some people just won't ever do it. Some people will never get into the striking aspect of things, and some people will never get into the grappling aspect of things for whatever reason. And I'm very curious, if you're one of those people, what's the reasons you don't want to do one or the other, or what are some of the reasons you all have heard? But I know that's the two main things for each striking and grappling is, the striking, afraid of getting hit, and then the grappling, a lot of people don't like the personal space. I know when I started, I was a little more afraid of the grappling than I was the striking, just because I knew what damage could happen from submissions. When I first started training at a gym, I didn't realize how much less injuries were going to happen. When I started training, it was pretty rough then too, but it wasn't near as bad injury-wise as I was kind of expecting. but I worried more about having a severe injury from, some type of joint lock or something than I did from getting hit. So when I started, it was a long time ago, and it was way rougher then. We had turnover like crazy. It was very few people that stayed longer than a month. When I started, we would come in, we would do a little cardio workout, strength and conditioning type thing. We would do a little bit of technique, and then we would just absolutely beat the crap out of each other for the rest of the time we were there. It was, every day was a fight, right? It wasn't a training session. It wasn't it wasn't anything like it is now. There was no light sparring days. It was wide open, go at it. We'd have people show up with, swollen under their eyes at weigh-ins for their fights from, the training. And it was at least once a week, seemed like somebody was unconscious from a strike. And we've evolved a whole lot since then. But it was a different animal back then, and it's way better now because I've seen way more people come into it and get babied into it, for lack of a better term. But you kind of ease into it, right? We don't throw you in the ocean with the sharks. Now it's like, you put your toes in the baby pool, and then you move up to the bigger pool, and you kind of slowly advance into that where you're out there swimming with the sharks. Which is way better, right? We have way less turnover, way more people are able to enjoy it, and you don't have to be forced up to that next level, right? If you're not comfortable going to that next level, you kind of hang out there until you are, or you just never move up if you don't want to, which is by far definitely the best way to go about it, I believe, because so many more people can enjoy martial arts, right? We have people in the gym now that have zero thoughts of fighting ever, but they just enjoy the training aspect of it, and that's wonderful, right? And hopefully they never have to use it for whatever reason, and they're just getting physical fitness out of it and some knowledge in case something ever comes up that they need it. And I think that is absolutely wonderful. So anyways, give me your opinions on that. Do you like the harder old school style of just get in there and bang all the time? Do you like people moving up slowly? And let me hear some of the reasons you think people don't do one or the other, or martial arts in general, right? Because there's a lot of people that won't even give it a try. What are some of those reasons? So anyways, we'll wrap it up here. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave your comments on the bottom of this video here. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't yet so you don't miss any of this content. And share all over social media. Let's get some new eyes on this. And if you haven't yet, make sure you join the Facebook group. That's where we do most of our giveaways. I'm getting ready to put the gym names up for a vote. Hopefully I'll have that post up this evening. And but definitely join the Facebook group. Link will be in the description. And we'll catch you next time on Mastering MMA with Coach Lee.